Hello and welcome back to part 8 of the Sima Yi campaign. In the last episode we persuaded about a quarter of the map to surrender to us, all the way from the southeast in Jiandong, where we had Ma Teng and Liu Bei surrender to us. We also had Liu Biao surrender to us. We had, who else did we have? Meng Huo surrendered to us. We had somebody else. Oh yeah, Cao Rui over in Shu and Chengdu surrendered to us as well. And possibly we had Jiang Ren surrendered to us. No, I think we conquered him. Either way, we also did a little bit of conquering in between all the diplomatic maneuvers, and here we are now. So we own half the map. As you might know from my Liu Biao campaign, you need 35 cities and I think 70% of the map to unlock the victory condition, so we are certainly touching that, I should say. It's in our grasp, and I think what I want to do in this episode to try and make it a little bit interesting, or at least something worth watching, I'm going to spend a little bit making a few armies. As what we can see here is we've got a very wide front line. We've got Beihai, where Yuan Shao is stationed. We've got Xiaopei, where Liu Bei is stationed. We've got Xuchang, where I think Ma Chao is stationed. We've got Wan, which we've just taken, where Sima Yi is stationed and his family. Shanyong doesn't really have an army now because that was where Cao Pi, Cao Chen and Cao Chang were stationed, and they all defected in the last episode because I executed Cao Shuang. But moving on, we now have these two cities, Chengdu and Jiangzhou, in the Shu region, where I haven't really got, well, I've got plenty of officers. I mean, if we have a look here, loads of officers, but I haven't really got like an army, so to say. So I am going to spend a few turns moving around some officers, forming sort of various different armies, and then I will resume to show who I've placed and where. While I'm still in the process of moving officers around, I do not think this is going to work, as Guan Yu has 99 loyalty, but my strategist Zhuge Liang is saying it will work, so I will try it, and if I do recruit him, I will cut back. No, I don't know why Zhuge Liang thought that was going to work, but it didn't. Guan Yu isn't known for his disloyalty, putting it mildly, of course. So this is the first army, and I will hold my hands up and say it is ridiculous and probably ineffectual. But I mentioned in a comment in a previous video, I thought about making a completely ministrant based army, and this is what I've been able to come up with. Deng Zhong, one of my other ministrants, is up with Deng Ai, so he won't be featured in this catastrophe. But, you know, we will get a chance to see. I mean, just to point out, if we have a look at who we're highlighting here, apart from Xiahou Dun and Wu Yi, Zhou Jing perhaps a little bit as well, they're all sort of second tier officers, but full synergy. In fact, Du Xi and Zhao Yan actually support each other regardless of the ministrant trait, which is nice. But I mean, I could even, for example, if I've got any other Goose Formation officers, yeah, I could even add in some extra firepower with Huang Fu Song. Why don't I do that? Common sense is the reason not to do that, and he hasn't actually got a trait as well. I could even, I mean, I've got the upgrade to Crane Formation, so there's nothing stopping me from using that. So why don't I try set up against this attack from Sun Jian here? This is the gimmick army, so maintain low expectations. It's using ring formation officers, which I never use as well. So I get them all set up. No. God, this is awkward. Get you all set up, and then in the back line I just scatter the archers about. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It's not a massively threatening army, though it does have Chengpu and Sunjian. I haven't finished setting up yet, so this is just going to be army number 1, and this will be the army we'll try to take Gan Ning with. So let's see how this works out. Oh, they're all out in the wrong formation. So that is a very, very powerful Xiahou Dun. God, look at those numbers. 1400 assault, 1300, or 1400 assault, 1500, 1500, 1400, 1400. No, he's not in position yet. With no formation support, we're looking at very bulky ring formation officers as well. Oh no, okay. This isn't going to work quite like I want it to. Okay. So just everyone get into position. Oh, in fact, maybe I can move you down. Move you down. You move over. If you move down, Chengpu will come for us, so maybe have you move back into the forest. No, don't set fire to it. Move into it. That should do it. Okay, so while I'm at it, I might as well show who I'm keeping at the north. No changes here. It's Yuan Shao's army, with Mi Shi as the wife. Zhen Shi will be acting also as an additional support. And maybe Wen Yang will be able to come in now and then as a flanking officer. But the main event is the Yuan family. With not the Yuan family. Beastry. So Bao Xin, Mi Shi, and Zhen Shi will be acting as the backliners. Maybe even Zhen Shi will marry one of them. The reason I'm using her, gorgeous. It doesn't benefit our stats, but it weakens their stats at the same time. So it's a buff, but indirectly. And I'm just going to give these units maybe. Just a little bit more troops so they don't immediately blow up the moment they get into combat. So now, these very, very big, somewhat scary officers, okay, should be able to do a fair bit of damage. In theory. In practice, we know how this ends. And I'm not expecting anything different this time. But I think we should be able to handle this ragtag army. These officers are stupidly strong. 1900 assault, 1400 defense, 1600 now, 50. You know, it varies when nobody's in position, but these are really, really strong units. They don't have unique tactics, so they're not top tier. But they are strong enough. There's no question about that. I mean, even Huang Fu Song, they're 1500 assault. It's like silly damage. Look at that. Zhao Yan is man for man, 10,000 troops less, stronger than Sun Jian. Zhou Jing is stronger than, like, well, if you look at the earlier videos, I don't think even Sima Yi was this strong. Well, who's a good, yeah, this guy, 1000 assault, and he's a no-name officer. Huang Fu Song, 1500 assault, that's very, very good. 1400 defense. I mean, at this point I have to look at my administration and say, okay, I've got Goose level 5, maybe I get rid of the arrow. Where are you, Goose? And I say, let's get Goose level 4 back. And perhaps we even throw in an additional one we never use, Ring. Must have a ring level 5. No, level 4. Good enough. just to make these units a little bit stronger. Sun Tzu has decided he wants to retreat, and I think I am going to use this as an opportunity to take my port back, because I've got these really strong units out in the field, well, very, very, very strong units out, and I think, why should I let them retreat? After the trouble they've caused me. So we'll move back to the port, and I think try and fortify it a little bit. Okay, so the Shanyong army, we've seen the army to the south and the army to the northeast. So let's have a look at the Shanyong army. And I want to point out first of all, what I think I am going to do is create a mediation of sorts. So Deng Ai, Guo Huai, and this is the third candidate that I'm not 100% sure is the best, but I'm going to go for is Zhang Ren. So these three, Deng Chong, who has Ministrant, so he can support both Guo Huai and Zhang Ren. He benefits also from Deng Ai's bond being his son, and then Bu Lianxi as the wife. That is our army. Simple as that, really. Oh, you don't need to be max troops. I'm just going to make sure. Surprise, clone, surprise attack. I'll just do inflame for the damage. Zhang Ren is our backliner. I think I'll do Chuko Nu for the damage. Resolute March is always good. And with this high defense, especially if we're on the mountains, Provoked is going to be quite good as well. I think maybe I just to leave a little bit in reserve. Okay, I don't need 20,000 troops, and I'll burn through a ridiculous amount of food if I do this through the mountains. This is going to be our army. So Xiahou Dun does not know what he is going to deal with here. And okay, we can immediately move on to the third army. Not you. Very simple, this is purely a defensive army. Wu Meng, Gan Ning, Ling Tong. I have made them sworn brothers for chain tactic shenanigans, but at the same time, they don't really need it. Ling Tong sadly can only really be used in snake or arrow. Gan Ning does have the benefit of potentially being a catapult unit, but the three of them, they will be able to win any defensive battle without question. So they're going to be there to try and defend these two cities where necessary, which probably won't be necessary for too much longer looking at their incredible performance. Okay, so the two last armies, there were absolutely no changes here. This is the Liu Bei and Friends army, Zhuge Liang, Zhao Yun, Zhang Fei, Zhu Shu, Gongsun Zan in the city, Xiahou Shi is a wipe support. Nothing new to talk about there. In Yuchang, this is the same army as before. Ma Chao, Ma Dai. Let's have a look. Ma Teng's in here somewhere, I think. No? Where the hell are the Ma family officers gone? Did I get him captured and he moved cities, perhaps? Okay, just as a precaution, anyone with the name Ma is going to come along here. Oh, not you, not you. Where is Ma Teng? Okay. There we are. You probably haven't got any ranks. That's it. So Ma Teng, Ma Tai, Ma Zhu, Ma Yuan Lu. And I've also moved over here a female officer with supportive trait. Hu Shi, Gongsun Zan's wife. So we're going to use that, even though this army is the weakest out of the armies I've highlighted, we're going to use this to make a march on Chenliu. And lastly, we have got the Sima army, just recovering from a minor defensive battle I didn't show, with the addition of Chentai, as Chentai is a confidant of both Sima Shi and Sima Chao, and also the Sima family officers are lacking a front line. A lot of them tend to be goose formation apart from Sima Yi and Sima Shao, so having Chentai in there as additional frontliner rounds off the army. I could of course use Sima Chao in crane instead of goose, which would balance it out a bit, but I don't like crane formation, so Chentai's coming along. Okay, just a few of my envoys doing trade. Get a few items left. Chengpu versus Xiahou Dun. Yeah, that's a strange choice on Chengpu's part. And he's captured. So Xiahou Dun is now looking very, very scary. So all I have to do is surround and wipe out. And after I'm done, I can look to deploy to Gan Ning. I think Sun Jian has, yes, 50,000 troops left. 10,000 of them are here, 9,000 of them are there. He has exhausted himself quite thoroughly. Xiahou Dun's going for another duel. He beat Chengpu, overconfident, and oh, Sun Jian's injured. So Xiahou Dun is 2 for 2 in duels. Brilliant start for him there. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's dying. He is not just wounded, but he could actually die of his injuries. Could put him out of his misery, but what specialties do you have? Mine now, I hope. Guess not. Well, let's see if Hanzhong decides he's brave enough to attack us. I will use the highly intellectual strategy of selecting my whole army and telling them to attack Hanzhong en masse. Wasn't paying attention and I am on fire. What to really say about that? Business as usual. I am burning. There is a inferno, fire arrows, and flame, God knows what, but he set me on fire, but he will die. So I'm forming a somewhat of a hybrid army, I suppose I could call it, from Xu Chang. So I've got the Ma Chao, Ma Dai, Ma Tang combination, and I've also got the Chenliu, Chenliu, and Guo Huai combination. So they form sort of 2 separate mini armies, but I'm going to be using them together. Ma Chao, Ma Tang, and Ma Dai is the sort of front line. Guo Huai, Chenliu, and Chenliu. It's not a back line there because Chenliu doesn't have a goose formation, but 10 ambushes boosts the defense of nearby units, similar to Cao Ren's tactic, but a bit weaker. So I want to, deploy it that way. And of course Huang Chong, he has vigorous, his tactics, his stats are just good regardless of being boosted. And Brave Leader and Longbow, always helpful when from attacking a city. So we're just going to play this a little slow, and probably 3-3. Yeah, but Guandu will probably be the safest point to approach the city from. Is Hanzhong going to retreat? Yes, he is. No, he's not. Look at that. We are just going to, mob him effectively. Oh, taking a fair bit of damage because these units are small, and we're now fighting in less supported terrain, so Hanzhong is able to do not insignificant damage to us, but we'll get in there and swarm him eventually. I think I will have the trio make work on the gate. I should make a start anyway, so Wu Meng can have what I think will, not mediate, what I think will be my last war elephants tactic. So where are you, Wu Meng? War elephants. They can have 10,000 troops each. And arrow or snake? So there are mountain terrains I could sort of position myself in. Snake has slightly better defense in mountain. Let's go with snake. So Wu Meng goes there, Gan Ning goes here, Ling Tong goes there, just in case the enemy wants to deploy. And they can soak up some of the damage from the ram. Okay, we did find ourselves in a little bit of a battle. If Zhou Yu sets us on fire, we are in trouble, no question about that. But with Zhen Shi's gorgeous trait, Zhou Yu is less potent than he would usually be. Whereas we are ourselves quite strong. Okay, there we are. As I thought, we might end up on fire, which we did, and confused, and that's a duel. Yuan Shao, who has been one of the better duelists for us in the series, is going to continue that trend and wipe up Zhou Yu, which weakens him even further. So there he goes. And I think we're just going to end up surrounding Chenliu. What I didn't get a chance to take a look at was Hanzhong, who is dead. Oh, he's not going to be coming for us, so I'm going to retreat back into the city, reinforce my units, and then we'll deploy properly. What I'll have these units do in the interim is just take these surrounding areas. And we'll be ready to march. Because I have such a large excess of units, I think I'll even send these three out to take the surrounding areas. I've got the spare troops for it, after all. So, I don't really want to fight it outside of forest terrain with snake formation, but then there are mountains I could be fighting in at the same time. So okay, we will use the snake. And we'll just sort of... Forest? No, it's all swamp. It is all swamp. I'll just sort of sit in the mountains. Or maybe hide in the back line for now. Our mountain guys are just slowly making our way forward towards Hanzhong. Oh, Yuan Shi, you are the one that's not supposed to be in the front line, but it doesn't matter because then Zhang was strong enough with Zhang Ren supporting him. And I think even Yuan Shi with Zhang Ren's defensive boost, 600 defense, is not good, but it's not... it's not something that'll cause you to blow up the moment an enemy makes contact with you. We're looking positive here. This surely can't be an attack on Sima Yi's army here with only 13,000 troops. That would be ludicrous. This army is huge, even if it's not the best quality. We shouldn't face any difficulty here. I mean, I think even if we just sort of head to Yongqi, Xiao Pei is being attacked from literally every side, which is annoying. But that should be easy enough to deal with. For example, I can send Gongsun San with 9,000 troops to go take out this lone unit. I can have the main army Taixi. I'm not even bothering to manually select the tactics. Once Taixi is down, we'll swing right and take out Liangang. Well, this is awfully embarrassing for him. Oh, look, here comes a larger army. Zhou Yu is back in the field. I got my intelligence item. The life extension doesn't matter as it's a fictional scenario. I got Cheng Pu, who can sit in prison for now. And perhaps we will just retreat for now. Bait them in closer towards the city and fight another decisive battle. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought it surely couldn't be. I haven't even got the maximum amount of units available to deploy. Okay, we'll do this the smaller scale way. Now I do know Xu Huang, I think, is immune to disorder, so we'll just deploy with the high stat fish formation officers and obliterate them. Oh, what's that? Zhang Fei has got into a duel with Taixi. No way he loses this, right? Yes. Okay, so they have nothing to worry about there. These units are just slowly surrounding Chenliu. I don't really see any threat here. It's annoying that my areas are being taken over, but not much I can really do about this at that moment. They are still attacking me, which is surprising, I suppose, is a mild way of putting it. No, I wonder if I could actually fight them here between the choke point. So if I were to get Yuan Shao there, Yan Liang I think has fish, Yuan Shao I think has goose. You're a supportive officer, you're a gorgeous officer, and we'll try and take the fight to them here. It's it's 2 for 2. It's not the best area. If I get Taishan, it will be good enough. Okay, they did deploy from the gate, and they did a fair amount of damage to us, and then I just did a fair amount of damage back to them. Okay, Cao Hong versus Ling Tong. This is not favoured towards Cao Hong, unless I'm mistaken. No, I am not. I'm also deploying Cao Pi and Cao Ri, as they do both with boost formation, and they tend to sort of support each other. So if I get you there, move you, no, keep you there in fact, because you're acting as a confidant, and just try and move Cao Pi over into the firing range. Okay, that's going to do quite a bit of damage. But Zitong is nearly empty, and there is nothing stopping us up north from making our way towards the city. Looking positive. As far as I can see, there is nothing in Hanzhong that could, especially with these units deployed, that could threaten us. Okay, this is a very scary unit, in fact. He's taken out 20,000 of our troops. Not just Xiahou Yuan, but this is a very bad choke point to fight at. Is he going to move forward? No, we got disorder. Okay, Ma Yuanlu has just been captured, so that indicates that something is awry up by Xu Chang. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, how they got cut off and how the enemy deployed for them. Wasn't my intention, but at this point they've left themselves open for us to just march on the city. This is going... it's going, I suppose I could say that. not very well. You could all move a little bit closer. Oh, we're taking very heavy damage in parts. And we're on fire. Cao Ren has challenged Cao Pi for a duel, which she will win. Cao Ri has been captured. It's all going very, very badly in certain parts. Should we continue to fight here? Yeah, in fact we should. Yuan Shao is very strong at the moment. And Yan Liang will be able to redeploy. And we're going to be making very good progress against this city, which we'll be doing huge damage against. And I don't think, even with his very, very scary cavalry units, he'll be able to get there in time to save the city. Over here, this has been a disaster. I shouldn't have attacked the gates. I should have paid attention to the supportive corps differences, and if I wanted to attack Xitong, I could have come up from the north and not fought against very strong cavalry units. My mistake, and I've lost quite a few troops because of it, but nevertheless we can now attack the south. So I'll get our odd bod mixture of confidants and deploy these. Okay, was this an act of madness? No, I don't think it was. Thank you, Wang Zhong. Even if we're using suboptimal armies, we are spreading his armies very, very thin. And now we can redeploy and do a significant amount of damage to him here. Especially of these very scary cavalry units. So Max, arrow. Oh, you haven't got arrow. Neither do you. Okay, well, does Guoji have arrow? No. We'll be able to clean them up anyway. And up north, yeah, I think I made the right call. It does look like we are winning. Yuan Shao's tactic has given him incredible stats, and these two units simply can't hold up against him. I should probably swap these two around just in case. And I like to think Zen Shi's making a little bit of difference with her tactic. She's weakening these two at least. You can see Zhao Tai has 900 assault, and he'd have maybe 1100 without that trait, so it does something. This in particular is very annoying, so I think I'll just make an effort to take the gate now. The remains of my failed offensive in Chengdu, at least all my officers got away. And how are we looking over in Yuan Shao's? Oh no, Yuan Shao, you flew too close to the sun, and now Zhao Tai is going to but do a fair bit of damage to you. And he's captured. Okay, well that is a complete disaster. Maybe I should give that bow to Yuan Shao to stop this from happening again. Okay, I'm gonna have to most definitely get Zhao Tai killed, so how do I best do this? Yan Liang and Wen Yang. Arrow formation. Max soldiers. There we go. Eliminate Zhao Tai. Ooh, not looking good. Not looking good. Ah, however, however, I could now launch an attack on Puyang. Yeah, this is Easy enough. And Gongsun Du is looking awfully weak as well. Chenliu, you can take that area, and everyone else can work on eliminating Guanxing. I'm going to take Baozhong before I make a march on Hanzhong, just as an added precaution. Because the city takes so long to get to, I don't want to have to make another assault here. So we are going to play this very slow, very safe, and make the most of our very strong units here. I am very concerned actually about attacking Gan Ning because they have 6 supporting areas. Now 2 of them are here and 1 of them is here, so I can get that down maybe to 3. He's going to walk through the poison swamp, isn't he? Maybe to 3. But even then, 1, 2, 3 supporting areas, they could fight a very tough battle on the outskirts of the city if they want to. Okay, there goes Baozhong. Are they going to retreat, or are they going to try and attack Yuan Shao, who's doing quite a bit of damage to them from the back line? And there goes his strong tactic, which does another 2,000 damage. I think we have bought enough time for the reinforcements to get here, but I could be wrong. So Liu Bei's army is going to deploy, and I think I will go for Yuan Cheng, and I'll have Gongsun Zan do a sort of supportive mission. Oh my god, I can even use a very big army if I wanted to, so I'll just have him go north and then perhaps to the port to try and cut it off. And in fact, while I'm at it, why don't I just have Ma Chao, Ma Dai and Ma Teng come around from the outside and take these areas as well. There's always one who decides, oh, let's go walk through the defences of the city and take unnecessary damage. There we are. Okay, Yuan Shao, he may die, but it's worth Yuan Shao dying if it means we get Yuan Shao out. I'm very happy with his performance, unusually. In fact, Wen Qin, if you could actually go for the port, that might help us more than attacking Zhao Tai himself. I blinked and missed it, but Yuan Shao has been rescued, so he is on his way back home to Wan, and then I'll send him back north to Beihai. Ping Yuan is actually looking quite weak at the moment, and there aren't a huge amount of reinforcements available, and we actually have quite a few reinforcements in reserve. I think this means we can make a full-on attack on Ping Yuan as soon as Yuan Shao's back in position. Our caution has paid off. Mount Dingjun is the last area we need to carry out Surround and Conquer. I'll have Deng Ai go for that alone, as he does advantage ground and dash, and I'll have the others just sort of set up here, I think. Maybe even build a camp. Yeah, certainly, why not? In fact, not even a camp, but a fort. A duel up in the north, Wan Yang versus Ding Feng. Wan Yang cleaned up. So we span all the way north. Zhao Zhou! Oh, there, the anti-Sima Yi coalition is disbanded. I don't think we have an option of making anyone else surrender to us. Who have we got who might be friendly? Lubu in the northwest. We do not yet have a border with you, but if I were to gift you, I don't know, 3,000 gold? Or 3,000, 30,000? I'm not in a position to befriend anyone else at the moment, sadly. I think that should go a long way.
国士，请下令吧。我明白了。
Another very easy surround and conquer, so I will move everyone into position. Sima Yi, not Sima Yi, Shu, Xiahou Dun, Zhang Fei, Hanzhong, Wang Yueying, Zhuge Liang, Liu Wei, Zhang Fei's wife, Xiahou Shi. And, okay, if he's not going to play nice, then we will once again fight a little bit of a skirmish here. Wen Yang has been cut off, but he's still going to be able to win these duels. No supplies or otherwise, and there goes Den Fang. No chain tactic, which would have been nice. Technology, which boosts the capability of Sima Yi's trait, which would be very nice. And there goes Zhou Yu, 8k damage, very nice. And here goes the surround and conquer on Hanzhong. And the surround and conquer on Huya. Oh, not a full one, that's a bit disappointing. But everyone can retreat. I'll just build a little path. And we will be good to go. So Gongsun San is going to make it here. Or they do, maybe? Well, you never know. That's not looking too good for them. These units themselves are, well, not massively strong, but their tactic capability is incredible. Making sure all of our areas are... Nope. The domestics now really do not matter, but just... so we don't lose anything. So the fort's range is there. Let's get everyone in position. And this... well, we might see them deploy for us. You never know. Oh, look at that defense, 2,400. And we're not even on a mountain. That's not too bad, 1,500. Zhang Ren's unit is okay, but that is something else. This gate is just taking forever to fall down, but that is usually how it works with gates. Lu Bu, here's 30,000 gold. And he's not even trusted. Well, we'll give him another 8,000 gold, and that should... unless... do you want to surrender now, Lu Bu? No, you do not. But you may want to do so once we've got a border, so... Lu Su, go give him more gold. Spend the rest of it rewarding. Yuan Shao can have his title back. Oh! Prime Minister Sima Shi, of course. The reason for this is Sima Shi benefits from both having leadership and intelligence, which you only get from the Prime Minister, and there's another one very similar here. At Minister roles, the strength doesn't really matter, but it weakens the amount of damage you take from strength tactics, and it gives you a little bit more of a chance of staying alive if you get in a duel. Guo Huai is my minister for very much the same reason. He needs the leadership for his unit stats, and he needs the intelligence for his tactics, as he has an intelligence-based tactic, same as Sima Shi. The reason I have Guo Huai instead of Deng Ai as minister is that Deng Ai's tactic is strength-based, so he doesn't really need the extra intelligence. That's my... and also, just for, you know, having my heir and son as Prime Minister, and Guo Huai, my starting officer, as Minister. I think that makes sense from like a roleplay perspective, I suppose. Okay, the Battle of Hanzhong starts, and immediately a duel between Xiahou Dun and Deng Ai. I had just explained why Deng Ai didn't need strength. No, vindicated. That was so lucky. Okay, we haven't got direct damage tactics here. I'm not going to release his prisoners, as I may be able to do so after this battle, pay for some relations and get a surrender out of it. Our superior stats are allowing us to take very favourable trades here. You can't really see because of all the speech bubbles. And another surround and conquer. Even better. And yet another one. Perfect. So Hanzhong, well look, these stats, 2,400, 2,700, 1,700. We are not taking damage from these units. Look at their stats, 700 assault, 900 assault, 200 assault, 200 assault. They can't hurt us. So all we have to do is march in towards the city and take it. Elsewhere on the map we're safe. We are making slow but eventual progress. Zhang Ren is sort of sneaking around for me because of his dash and mountain warlord traits to take these areas. And I am ever so slowly making my way. To Gan Ning. Again, playing it very careful because I think this could be quite a challenging fight. Oh, he wants some officers back. Any items I fancy? Wuji? I'll have that. Ah! He gave it to me. Okay, there we are. I didn't think that was going to happen. Not that it matters. Oh, let's have a quick look at Guo Huai. Hanzhong. Yeah, the city is falling like I expected it to. Wu Bu is now trusted. He may very well want to buy an alliance with us, but I think I'd rather ask him to surrender. And another surrender and conquer. What's going on? Oh well. So that will fall in a turn or two. Thanks to our very bloated stats, we are doing quite a bit of damage to this city, and that would leave Zitong surrounded. Don't know what Gongsun Do is trying there, but we're about to break our way through the gate after several months of bashing ourselves against it. Making sure all the areas are secured. And this will be the fall of the city. Without question. Yeah, we are doing a tremendous amount of damage to this city. As Ma Chao goes for a little one-on-one skirmish. 2,000 damage a turn. The city is still confused, probably because of Zhuge Liang's tactic. 2,000 assault and 1,600 siege assault. That's like a siege weapon. As good as. So in a turn, I think we will be 2 cities better off. Sima Yi wants some officers back. Go on. Why not? He won't surrender to me as I think he has too many cities. 6, 7. and he's still going to... I lost some troops then, sending everyone into Puyang, but I don't think it matters at this point. I've pushed him above the Yellow River, so I am very much secure. Oh, got no officers in Xiaopei, but that's okay. I can just add them to the ever-growing division. And with 600, oh, yeah, 250 officers in this division, they are more than capable of rotating the officers around. Well, look at that. Xiahou Dun will allegedly surrender to me. Allegedly. Let's see. Okay, he's friendly. And Lu Bu has joined us. Brilliant. I'm not really going to make use of Lu Bu in this video, but he's nice to have, and I could probably, if I have a look at my administration, tell you what, if I got rid of Goose and Ring, added the Lu Bu's policy. Does that do anything for me? Goose 8. Not really. That's a shame. But there's 2 more cities. So first thing we do, anyone else want to submit to us? Gongsun do apparently does, which is all very well and good as well. And it's questionable whether... Okay. Those are very strong, very small units. And we are not so strong anymore. At the moment, anyway. But... oh, you need to move out of the way. Let's hope this works. And Xiahou Dun is surrendered. So this gives me Cao Ren, Cao Hong, Xiahou Yuan, not Xiahou Dun of course. Basically, the Cao army minus Cao. And what have I unlocked now at GLP? Large. What I've unlocked in Runan? Large as well. Okay. And Nanhai, also large. Eventful turn. So we need to spend all of our gold rewarding people once again. Anyone else want to surrender? Sun Ce will not. We need to retreat now. And how close are we to that 35 cities? 1 city away. And Gongsun Do is going to try and surrender to us, I think. Oh, we're going to ask that he does. Events. Okie dokie. Nearly there. Sun Ce wants yet more officers back. I will give them to him. And is this the surrender I'm looking for from Gongsun Do? Yes, it is. So I think that gives me the win condition for the campaign. Am I wrong? No, I am not. There we are. So I click this button and we've won. So I think I'll try and finish off Gan Ning before celebrating our victory. Have we got anyone else who will surrender given the circumstances? No, I don't think Sun Ce will surrender with 7 cities. But he is down to 150,000 troops, yeah. A tenth of what we have. He would not be able to stand a chance against just these 2 armies that we have. Never mind everything in the south and what we've just unlocked. And for example, now with our support policy doctrine, this is annoying. So I get rid of that. And then cost. Pen and sword, pen and sword. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Pen and sword. I got Lu Xun as well, pen and sword. So we have 5, 8, 10.
请交给我吧。
No Xiahou Shao? Yeah, and Xiahou Shao as well. He must be out on a mission or something. So we have max doctrine in that capacity. We have Guan Yu as well now, so I can get rid of Goose and Ring and have Guan Yu and Lu Bu come in. So they give us level 5 fish, level 5 goose. I can get rid of that because those two give me 5. I now have max level fish, goose and arrow all in one go. I don't need any more of the support policy officers because 3, 5, 7, 10 max doctrine policy for every support category automatically. Nice and easy.
明白了。
So all that is left really is seeing if I can take Gan Ning with this gimmick army. So I think that'll be a good way to end this video. Never mind, soon Jian will surrender. I've stationed these officers here, and unless he attacks me in 2 turns, he is likely going to give up like everyone else. And there goes the last but one of our enemies. The south is ours entirely.
请确认一
We
下。
now own everything under the Yellow River, and it is only Sun Ce remaining. We outnumber him not 10 to 1. Not terribly far off 10 to 1, however. We have 1.1 million troops. He has 175,000 troops. I could combine... Huh. That's quite amusing. I could combine all of my troops across these 4 cities, have an army of 400,000 deploy, and they would not be able to do anything to stop me. Well, maybe not 400,000, but not terribly far off. So I think I am going to call this series here. I don't think there's much point watching me wipe out Sun Ce. He has nothing left, and 50,000 troops in Yi, 30,000 troops in Pingyuan. That's it. No reserves. 7,000 in that gate, but he doesn't have any means of fighting back against me. I now have Xiahou Shao and Guan Yu to add to my army, so that opens up even further options. Guan Ping, I got Lu Bu. I can do some really silly things with my administration now, as far as I'm aware. Where's Xiahou Dun? Ah, he shares my doctrine. So, if I scroll down, where are you? Yes. So I now have, with these 4 policies, max level military with max level battle formation policy, so every unit I have is as strong as possible between these 6 policies. Can I even do the same thing with personnel? Take the initiative, take the initiative, take the initiative. That would be really silly as well. 369. No, I couldn't. That's a shame, which just about prevents me from having level 10 boats. So I would need... Who has to take the initiative level 2? Jian Wang? Oh well. So, anyway, I can almost max that out if I had Jian Wang as a strategist. But you can see here, I am as strong as any force could be. So, if you want me to continue on this campaign and finish off Sun Ce, I'll make like a final epilogue episode. If not, I think I will call the series here. It's been quite a lot of fun, and I've never really used diplomacy as effectively as I have as Sima Yi, because he has high charisma and intelligence from what I understand, and his alignment is fairly well positioned. A lot of factions don't mind submitting to him, compared to, say, if you're playing Lu Bu, where you'll find unit, or maybe Guo Huai or Zhang, one of those factions, you'll find unification events fire off against you quite rapidly. But this has been really fun, and I've actually really enjoyed using the Sima family officers. Poor old Sima Shi there. So I would recommend giving this scenario a go. Play with officers you've never really experienced before. We've seen how powerful Deng Ai and Guo Huai were in Hanzhong. We've seen how powerful the Sima family were. We've seen how completely ineffective Yuan Shao, Wen Liang and Yan Liang are. But, you know, it was fun to use them and fail at every opportunity. Largely my fault, admittedly. And it's a very fun scenario. So I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and again, I'll finish it off if you want me to, but I don't think there's really much value in watching that or playing that. It'd be a bit monotonous. Give me suggestions if there's anything else you'd like me to see. Some people have suggested Kong Rong. I've had a Chenliu suggestion in the past. I have contemplated Yan Bai Hu, but there's a lot of RNG involved in that. I'm thinking maybe whatever the chap is who's called there in the DLC scenario 196, where he has the Emperor and when he has Zhu Huang. I'm considering that scenario, or I might make a few more sort of veteran difficulty guides, as that is still arguably my preferred difficulty for playing the game on, even if these extreme difficulty campaigns are quite fun in their own regard. Either way, I've enjoyed playing this. If we have a quick gander over here, where are we? Mid-game ending. And I will just save here. You can have a quick peek at my save files. 12 years and 11 months. That was another fun campaign I just played independently. And we will end it here. So thank you for watching, and I will look forward to your feedback.